You know, when I saw Ortega fight Max Holloway a couple of years ago, and just like the gap that was between the two is like at that time I was thinking, man, if he had more takedowns, if he had a better wrestling game, this would be a way different fight for him. So I knew after that fight he definitely needed time to improve. It's like, and the only thing I was thinking of was wrestling at that time. I'll admit that, but you know, and then as you fast forward 2 years later, or almost 2 years later, uh, Ortega hadn't fought in like 2 years. It's like, well, the first reason was because of injury. And then, other than that, this year's been a hectic year. But in the meantime, he wasn't just waiting around. He was getting better, and I felt like obviously if he wanted to get to that next level, he would get better. And you know, it definitely showed last night. Ortega 2.0, dude is he's trouble for anybody. Well, he's trouble for he's definitely a tough matchup for the champion because champion don't want Volkanovski's not going to want to take him down. And on the feet, it could be pretty back between the two. It could be back and forth on the feet. Uh, this version of Ortega might be a different matchup compared to Max Holloway. Only there's only a few people where I see he might have a rough time. Like maybe Zabit early round Zabit. You know, but other than that, dominant performance. He was just the more complete fighter versus Korean Zombie. Korean Zombie came out as a boxer counterpuncher, you know. Ortega came out with uh, a full skill set, not just in, I mean, as an MMA fighter, not just in striking. Forget to hold on to the phone sometimes. Not just in striking, not just with the kicks, but also with his fakes, reaching for the leg just to come up with a jab or something. Great performance. And yeah, Gomez, Andrade with the body shots. You know, I felt like, I saw a few people's predictions for it. On that fight in particular, I was like, I think you're underestimating Andrade a little bit. It's like, and especially this, she's different. She's not exactly the same. It's not just, I'm gonna walk forward until we meet someplace, and then I'm just gonna spam you with hooks and look to throw you over my head. She'll still throw chicks over her head. She'll still spam you with the hooks. But she gets her head off the center line now. She realized, like, hey, all those jabs I took from Rose in the first fight, and then having that fight with Joanna when I was trying to get the belt then, dealing with those straights was a problem for me. She figured that out in her last fight when she fought Rose again. She just keep moving her head off the center line. She was more active with her footwork. Slightly more active, but still the same plan. It was the same overall plan was, yeah, I want to come forward, close the distance, beat the opponent up, throw him around. You know, but it was a more sophisticated version, and she's straight up coming out with this more sophisticated version of that strategy, and it was working on a lighter, on a faster, more elusive striker in Rose Namajunas. It's like, how'd you not think it wasn't going to work on Caitlin Chukagian? Chukagian probably a longer reach, yeah. Tries to use her straight. But she's not as fast and not as fluid on the feet as Rose. And even if she was, Andrade was definitely going to utilize leg kicks. That's another difference. She's going to use leg kicks. Great performance. That first shot that hurt her, obviously, that looked like a liver shot. The second one looked like she got her in the spleen, so it's just like, oh. But, yeah. Andrade is a problem at 125. At least for everyone except, Shevchenko. But, yeah, technically, yeah, she's a problem for Shevchenko. Technically. I haven't looked at how they stack up against each other. But I like her at 125. Jim Crute with the knockout. It's like, what can you say? That was knockout of the night. It was just, what can you say? He knocked him down with the counter right hook to the switch kick, countering the switch kick, and he's coming down. He's trying to come back up. Jim Crute helps him up with a right uppercut, and then chases him and tags him with the left hook, and he falls down, and then the referee stops the fight. It's like, that's definitely a good win for Jim Crute. He definitely deserved that bonus. James Krause, I wish he would fight more, but he's doing his thing, fighting second to coaching. So and you could see it. He's a high level dude. It's just he's got his line, he's got his priorities. So Jonathan Martinez, I remembered. This guy fought earlier this year. I remember he was spamming the dude with the knees to the head. Like every time the dude would duck his head, boop, knee. Eat this knee. So yeah, this kid's good. I want to see him more. And then, was it prelims? That highlight on the prelims, the Gamrot versus Kutat Teladze. I know I said it wrong, but that fight was a good fight. Guram was probably harder on himself than he needed to be. I definitely think so. But it was probably because he just expects to finish every fight. That's probably what it... Or at least that's what I thought at first, but, maybe he's just harder on himself and he thought the other dude won. It's like, it might help him to get better, like to really look at his skill set and look where he needs to get better at. So it might be a good thing. Who knows? Jillian Robertson had a nice victory. Nice decision win. Just dominated the chick. Yun, or it was, I'll just call him Park, who fought John Phillips. That was weird to see, but actually it makes sense. At first I was like, when I heard about, a guy dominated John Phillips and landed more punches than Zabit, I mean, not Zabit. Then Hamzat Shemaev is like, uh, it's like, let me see the skill set of this dude. Like, I'm wanting to see a fight because I didn't see this fight live. I didn't start watching until the main card live. But it's like, yeah, clearly this guy isn't as good as Hamzat in that realm. But what you do get is you get a highlight of John Phillips, glaring weaknesses and glaring holes in his game. You know, his, his what he does when takedown attempts happen, and like he there's a lot of pauses that he does when someone's on top of him, you know, and those aren't great. That's not great. He definitely needs to work on it. His wrestling, his ground, his bottom game, getting back to his feet, all of that. Um, it's like that's like because every fighter should know. I mean, every fighter does know, but you should remember the most important martial art in MMA, in one-on-one hand-to-hand combat in general, but we're just saying in MMA is wrestling. That's the most important martial art. It doesn't matter if you're a specialist or if you're equally skilled everywhere. Wrestling comes first because everyone needs to understand that. Whether you're trying to take, whether you're a grappler or whether you're a striker, it doesn't matter. You both have to understand wrestling offensively and defensively. And it's better to be the top guy than the bottom guy at the highest levels. The higher the level you go up, the more you need wrestling. Period. And he definitely needs more wrestling in his training regimen. The last two fights I didn't see. Well, no, I did see the Maxim Grishin fight. Some of it. I didn't watch up to the knockout, and I didn't see the Nurmagomedov Mark Striegel fight. I wish I did because that was only 51 seconds. I'm definitely gonna look it up, watch that fight. But that's all I got really. If you like the video, hit that like, subscribe, share the content, and till next time, we'll see you.